Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Today we have The Good Dinosaur from Pixar. This is a 2015 film that runs an hour and 33 minutes, and this is a little bit of an unusual story because, strangely, this kind of got lost in the mix of Pixar releases. It didn't blow everyone away. It didn't really like most Pixar releases reach some sort of legendary status. This more has more of a cult following than anything. It deserves a much wider audience. Like I said yesterday, when we discovered what this was, what I was going to be watching today, I used to watch pieces of it in a Mexican restaurant in the just on the edge of the kids section and see glances of dinosaurs and little savage boys running around, not in the play area, but on the TV screen. Um, so yeah, that's my introduction to it because I didn't see it in the theater myself. I am to blame as well for it not overtaking the world like every other Pixar release seems to. It's got a good cast. Not that there's a ton of. I mean, there's not. It's not a star. It's not Tim, you know, Tim Allen and Tom Hanks and everybody else everywhere. It is Francis McDormand and Jeffrey Wright. You recognize him from Westworld, and he'll also be in. He's the Watcher in the MCU, at least for the What If series. And Francis McDormand, like I said, she's in just about everything, and Fargo, amongst other things. But about most of this is all in the weight of a young boy voicing the dinosaur here named Arlo. He's his name's, let's see, Raymond Ochoa, yeah, and Jack Bright plays Spot, his pet boy. The really strange thing about this is that it's all predicated. The idea of this whole story is predicated on the idea that the asteroid that was heading to Earth, that was going to wipe out the dinosaurs, just passed the Earth by, and it changed the evolutionary status of the world. And no, we're not getting a Zootopia type thing where dinosaurs are suddenly drinking lattes on escalators and amongst humans. It's not what this is. This is still a couple million years later, still millions of years in our past, if not billions. I'm not very good at that. So it's millions. It's millions of years, and surprisingly, I find it strange that the dinosaurs have actually worked out agriculture, architecture, and without any opposable thumbs. Basically, it's Arlo. We meet Mama and Papa, a Potosaurus. That's what they are. They're Potosauruses, and we get to see the birth of tiny little Arlo along with his brother and sister, and he's meek, he's sweet, he's afraid, he's just adorable when he's born, just learning how to walk. His legs get him moving a little faster than he'd like. He's not very stable right off the bat, but his brother is more of a gruff, tough bully. His sister, she's capable and smart. He's just sort of timid, and he does his chores, but sometimes it doesn't really go well for him. But I'm not going to ruin the whole movie for you. Part of this movie is about the discovery of these characters and the world they live in. But what it is this is essentially a Western. You're going to see a ton of different references to the pioneering Old West. Imagine that this Arlo's family is a family that has just made its way partway across the Americas, across North America, and have settled down in the prairie lands. And it's just building up a farm, harvesting crops, living their life off the land, and that's how things are. And okay, I have to build out the premise here a little bit, so I'm not gonna spoil any big things or anything, because again, not a whole lot of people saw this, and I don't want to ruin it for you. But the reason why I call it a Western is that there are beyond the whole living on the prairie, living off the land kind of thing. We find Arlo is separated from his family, and he is just thrown down river, which is sort of like that raccoon and bear thing we watched the other day. Um, so yeah, yeah, but this is much better. Um, he's thrown down the river far from home, and he has to get back. And he runs across, and he kind of blames his situation on this little critter that he's found that they captured on their land. A little human, like Neanderthal, maybe a little boy, and he names him Spot, by the way. Uh, he it's also the story beyond a western. It's also a story of a boy and his dog, except the boy is a dinosaur and the dog is a boy. So they go on this begrudgingly go on this adventure on this road trip type of movie to get back to Arlo's home and to his family, who he misses greatly. And they run across a number of different characters, big and small, that impede, in some ways help. Help. Well, no, they definitely help. They impede and help them on their quest to get home. And along the way, they learn what family means and who they learn about each other. Even though Arlo is very much not happy with Spot, he feels a sort of connection to him. So one of the characters they run across, which is one of my favorites, voiced by Peter Sohn, who he's an animator on at Pixar, but he's also Emil. I think he's an animator. Yes, I'm pretty sure he's an animator. Tell me if I'm wrong. Uh, but he also did the voice of Emil in Ratatouille. So he plays a pet collector, and it is one of the most surreal, hilarious scenes of any Pixar film, or any film probably in 2015. There's so many great visually and just weird humor moments in this film that people are missing out on. I don't see how there isn't a billion memes made from this movie. It's probably because nobody saw it. There's a few memes here and there, but the pet collector, it's so well. He's such a great character, along with all of his pets. It's it's kind of funny. It's kind of really funny. It's one of my favorite parts of the film. But what is the most visually arresting about this entire thing is that while the dinosaur, well, Arlo and Spot especially, and the creatures they come across with, they're cartoonish. They're not realistic. You see the big crazy eyes and the bright green colors on Arlo. They're very cartoony. But the land in which they inhabit is rendered in a way that it's as real as it possibly can get for an animated Pixar film that I've ever seen yet. Even Toy Story doesn't look nearly as real world as this environment in which Arlo and Spot travel across. The mountains, especially the waters. I'm a big freak about how water and hair is rendered in these films, especially when you get the two mixed up. It's beautiful to look at. Even if you spend an hour and a half in this film and they wiped away all of the characters, it would be a gorgeous, set it to some music, it would be a gorgeous screensaver or just something to watch in the background. The detail on the trees, just the grass, every piece of the environment is absolute beauty. And it's a stark contrast to the more green plush action figure toy looking Arlo. It's nothing against the way Arlo looks. I think in order for this movie to work, he has to look this way, because if he was like too realistic, it would be kind of cold. It'd be sort of like that dinosaur movie we saw a few weeks ago, which, while thrilling and for its time, it was really well rendered. Nothing I've seen comes close to the detail that you see in the backgrounds in everything that Arlo and Spot interact with. It's so good. Um, so yeah, I highly recommend it for just for the look of it, the humor. There's some just I don't want to ruin any of it for you, but there's some weird stuff in this film that you just wouldn't expect. And look out for one of the Bugs Life characters in a tiny brief moment. And it's sort of in the foreground, actually, kind of background, but foreground, as you see uh, Arlo walking around. So I I highly recommend this film. This is one of the lesser appreciated Pixar gems, if that's even possible, because they hardly do anything wrong. They never hardly ever get it wrong, and this is to me it's a work of art. It's so well done, and of course, yes, there's going to be a moment where you might well up a little bit, get a little misty eyed, because that's what Pixar does best. Beyond some astounding animation and storytelling, man, that's all you can really ask for a film: characters, storytelling, emotional connection, and the stunning visuals. Well, we got it all figured out right here in The Good Dinosaur. Watch it, seriously, watch it if you have not yet. If you thought, well, you know, you're wrong. It is amazing. So, all right, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
84.
84. 84. Oh, oh well, hey. Well, Easter's coming up, so we got a documentary, and this is one of them documentaries that's biblical in nature. So, crack open your Bibles here. We're going to check out the buried secrets of the Bible with Albert Lynn. Yeah, Albert Lynn, you know him, Albert Lynn. Albert Lynn is going to talk about the buried secrets of the Bible on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.